Hi guys, how are you? Um, Today I want to talk to you about the love of God because you might think you know, I'm not saying that you're not loving people, but do you really have love when you just care about five, six people around you? But then if you see someone else on the street, someone you don't know, you just treat him like an enemy. Like not everyone do it, but I used to do it. I used to think that I used to I used to hate people. I don't know why. Not all the time, but and when it came to it, maybe I would I just didn't care about them, or maybe I wanted them something to be good, or when something happened, I wanted that thing. I was feeling envious, um, or I just when something good was happening to them, I was feeling like weird. I didn't know why, but I just realized that it was hate and it was from the enemy just trying to, But what I wanted to say is that once you come to Jesus Christ, once you develop a relationship with God, you you receive God's. Yeah, my phone shut off. So what I was saying is that once you receive God's love, you realize that nobody's the enemy is not like a person. The enemy is no, it's humans and it's not humans, and you just start to understand that there are humans that join the enemy, but they're lost. Same thing that Satan, it's lost. If he wasn't lost, he wouldn't have done these things. But the thing is that you realize that we're all God's children. God is our creator, and we realize that we're all relatives, we're all brothers and sisters. And you start caring about people. You start caring, regardless if you gain something or not. You start caring because you want them to be good, because you want them to be safe, because you want them to be, to get saved, to be happy, to be with God forever. And this is why you start sharing the message about Jesus Christ, because He's the truth. This is why you start caring about people, treating them, not treating them nice, treating them the correct way with love, without 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 just having something to benefit of. Like sometimes I'm preaching on the street and the people think that I'm getting paid or something. Because there are people who get paid to say the message, some of them the message of God, but they're not really fully God. Some other people are just getting paid to just say whatever. Like for example, Jehovah's Witnesses, like they're getting paid to do this thing, but that's not even the correct message. It's false. Basically, it's demonic because they don't see. They say that Jesus Christ is not God. So, and God's love, it's like if you don't have it, if you don't meet Jesus Christ, if you don't have an encounter with Jesus Christ, if He doesn't give you His love, you won't be able to do this. You're not gonna be able to feel it. I don't know. For me, it was like that. Maybe some people do it because they follow their conscience. But I was feeling like my conscience was dead. Like my conscience wasn't really. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like Jesus Christ revived my conscience, gave me new life, and now that I'm in a relationship with Him, I'm following Him. I'm trying to do His will. I'm trying to follow His commands, and it's all about His love. When you have God's love in your life, you start doing stuff and realizing that it's not just for yourself. It's not about yourself anymore. It's not. It's about everybody, and you start thinking about the things you do, because the things you do have consequences, and consequences don't only affect you, they affect also people around you. There's nothing that it only affects you. I say that, for example, something that affects you, like kill yourself. it affects you. No, it doesn't. It affects also people around you, except if you don't know anybody. That's but that's not it. It affects it might affect also people that have never even heard about you. Never they don't even know you. Like, for example, somebody kills themselves and they're like they didn't know anybody in that country, but people around them in their flat, in their apartment, their house, in their neighborhood, in their city, someone's gonna find them. They will affect them. So it doesn't affect only you. Um, there's so many things like killing yourself was like a really big thing. This is what Satan wants you to do. Satan tries to. Who's killing people? I mean, Satan tries to convince people to kill themselves. You know, like she tried to do it with Christ. He tried to make Christ jump from that cliff, like jump, and the angels would catch you. Is what he said. Mm. And so a lot of times he doesn't portray. So it doesn't always happen with depression and all that stuff. And a lot of people commit suicide because of that. A lot of people commit suicide because they kill themselves accidentally from overdose or whatever. But a lot of people just, I don't know, some happens like that when you can trick people into from depression and that stuff. You try to trick them another way, but God is powerful, and He wants to show us. He's using all the things that Satan is doing to give us wisdom and give us knowledge and to make us see how He's operating, make us see how He wants us to be say to how He wants us to defend ourselves from Him. So, and once you have once you have God's love, you're gonna start praying for people who hurt you, for people who persecute you, for people who betrayed you, because people did me wrong, and I became resentful. I fell right into Satan's trap. I became resentful. Once I was thinking about these people I didn't want to, or once I was thinking about these people I was feeling hatred and resentment, like it sucked. But God gave me the power to of love, and He also gave me the ability to forgive, because forgiveness is love. If you don't love, you cannot forgive, and forgiveness is really powerful. You let go, you are free, and you're able to love those people, and you're able to see that it doesn't matter if they didn't know what they're doing, forgive them. But if they knew what they were doing, they still did it, I can forgive them, because that means they are really lost. Because for people to treat you, to 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 harm you willingly, to hate willingly, that's a person who really needs help. So love love everybody. Doesn't mean to don't just Christ said to love everybody, but to hate things that, for example, you love the thief, but you hate the action of stealing. Because it's like that. Everybody has. If you say the other one still is a thief or he's like that, but are you any better? I mean, you already did so much stuff. You already did so many bad deeds. How can you say that you love yourself right now and you forgive everything you did, but you cannot forgive everything that the other guy did? No. Um, like there was a guy that I think he murdered his son or he killed his son or something, and he went to the courtroom, and the other people, they were like, I want justice, justice. And that guy, the kid's father, he was like, I just want you to know that I forgive you, that I forgive you. And you know and he was praying for him, like, for God. That was awesome, because this is the power of God, because nothing would have changed if he was being resentful. And again, you have to realize, pray that God shows you this truth right now in Jesus Christ's name, to show you that, like, the truth behind the things that people do. It might not be logical. For example, what Satan did didn't have any reasoning, or you cannot figure it out. But you can understand that there are laws, so you're still forgiving. Like Jesus Christ said, "Oh no, Satan doesn't want to come back." Also, I heard for somewhere that because God sinned, because Satan, these demons sinned outside of space and time, there wasn't like time for God to be able to forgive them, so they sinned in eternity. So there is no way for that. There, no, it's not that God doesn't want to forgive them. It's like God doesn't, God doesn't, no, he can't because they sinned in eternity, because they knew, you know. So just love people, love. It's fine if they hurt you, Satan's hurting you, forgive, and just keep moving on, because you have God's love in your life. You have a relationship with God. It's all good. But if you feel that, if you don't have God in your life and you want a relationship with Him, it's so simple. Just go to Him, speak. You don't have to recite a prayer, or just read something from the Bible or whatever. Just speak to God. Really, just speak to Him like you speak to everybody else. And be sincere, because God knows your heart. And if you're sincere, He will answer you, because He doesn't play with your salvation. He doesn't play with your, your feelings. He doesn't play with you. And He wants you to be safe. And if God gave me the power to love you, imagine how God, like, because sometimes I still act selfish. But God, that it's not. So He loves you so much more than I will ever be capable of loving you. So I really pray that you give God a chance, that you go to Him, because He's the truth. Jesus Christ is the truth. The Holy Spirit will set you free. So our Father in heaven has a plan, and it's all good. You can trust Him. So thanks for listening, and God bless you.